We want to see the guys look good on the field. They're going to look good before they look good on the field, depending on your preference in style in the merchandise and in the store. So the alternate jerseys for 2017 are out. I've looked them over even before I knew I was going to have you on. And my boy in particular can pick out uniforms across the sports landscape. He's just one of those guys that loves the fashion part of it, as a lot of kids do these days. So your thoughts once you get to see the alt jerseys?
I love them. Honestly, I'm a proponent for alternate jerseys. And it adds some variety. Like, I get that Mark Richt wants, on the road, white over orange, and at home, orange over white. I get that, and that's going to be the standard combination. But variety is a spice of life. So getting a couple alternates, I think it's pretty cool. And I'm a traditionalist. I'm from Detroit. I love the Detroit Red Wings jerseys that are white and red, or red and white, depending if it's home or away. The Detroit Tigers jerseys are classic. I'm a traditionalist that way. But in this, I think it's cool to have at least something slightly different from time to time. It's something that people want to talk about. And when I wrote about it yesterday, and I mean, this is going to sound braggadocious, and it kind of is, but my piece on SB Nation, the college network of the, SB Nation college sites, my piece on the new Miami Hurricanes alternates was the single most clicked piece out of any piece on any SB Nation college site yesterday. Had like 29,000 clicks, which is like monumental for the summer, because we're in the middle of August and there's nothing going on. So you don't get those kind of numbers unless it's like, an injury news or something like that. And it was massive. It was 3.5 times the clicks that any other piece got. So a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't care about jerseys. I don't care about jerseys. You're lying, because you're clicking on it, and I love it. And please keep clicking on our site to do those kind of things. But I was really fired up. I think that the green was a great design. They changed the shoulder stripes from the previous green jerseys a little bit. And those are green over green jerseys. And people were saying, oh, that's not Miami. But then somebody hit my Twitter with 3 different Nike jerseys that were previously green over green combos. So that's a traditional kind of a thing if you really want to look at the history of Miami Hurricanes football. It's not every game, but I like having that in the rotation. And then the all black is just sexy. It's not matte black, but it's because the Miami Equipment Room answered that and said it looked matte black because it has a non-shiny finish. But yeah, it's basically, if you're thinking about the coloring, it's like a matte black finish with a normal U, the orange and green on the side, black tops, black gloves, black pants, black socks, black cleats with orange laces. It's just sexy. It is awesome. And that's going to be, both of those are going to be one-off offerings as alternate jerseys. So out of the 12 regular season games, 10 regular season games are going to be your traditional orange over white or white over orange jersey. On September 23rd against Toledo, we're going to wear the all green jerseys, and that's going to have the normal white helmet. So that's on September 23rd against Toledo. And then Thursday night, for the one Thursday game we have against Georgia Tech, October the 12th, that's when we're going with the all-black Merc Squad jerseys. And that's also going to be the night that they're going to do the new round of inductions into the Miami Hurricanes Ring of Honor, which was just announced today. And those are 5 people that are joining this prestigious club, which is Warren Sapp, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Sean Taylor. Oh, phooey. I forget the 5th one, but it's somebody else. And this is going to be really bad because I'm going to have to go on this website, and I'm going to click over here, and I'm going to look it up, and I should know all 5 off the top of my head. Here we go. Click. This is making for really bad podcasting. But, hey, sometimes mistakes happen. Okay, so your 5 are Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, the late Sean Taylor, Warren Sapp, Michael Irvin, and Ray Lewis. All 5 of those
Michael
guys.
Irvin. Michael
you
Irvin.
Know, I did it when I was writing the piece too. It just kind of happens sometimes. So apologies to the playmaker, but he's going to be out there as well. So those 5 guys going into the Ring of Honor on October the 12th, which is the same night that we're wearing the Miami Knights all black jerseys, is what they're calling them. So that'll be a good time. And yeah, it's 2 games out of the year. Now, if Miami makes it to the ACC championship game, which many, including myself, are projecting, and very hopeful for. And then a premium bowl game, it could come to pass where Miami wears one of the alternates, but with Mark Richt being such a traditionalist like myself, where he wants just his normal combos, even with postseason play, and I'm fully expecting both of those things to happen, an ACC championship game and a major bowl game. I think for those games, you would probably see the normal standard classic combos of orange over white or white over orange, but with a green alternate and a black alternate in the rotation now. I could see, maybe not this year, but in the future for a big game like that, using one of those alternate jerseys. But overall, I love the designs. I really, really, really am happy with what Adidas has done, both on the fanwear side and on the, the Canes gear side. My big thing was the footwear, because I just personally like Nike shoes and cleats, and having talked to people who played, that's kind of a preference. But, I think that Adidas has made strides in that area of actual, like, not casual wear, because the casual wear for Adidas is awesome now. I'm talking Ultra Boost, NMDs, Yeezys, like all those things are great. But I'm talking about game wear, like, things that you wear on the court or on the field. Those kind of things I was skeptical of when Miami signed with Adidas, but they're doing a great job, and I think that these alternate jerseys is just another iteration of that, and they continue to put Miami to the forefront of their marketing, making Miami the flagship school for Adidas, which is what they said they were going to do when we signed with them. And we're a national brand, and they are positioning us as such, and they're giving us, I think, some of the best designs and best gear that Adidas is coming up with in the past few years. So, I really love them, and I think that you guys will too.
I'm all for the black. Yeah, you could probably tell if you would take inventory of most of our podcasts here that I have about 17 different versions of black shirts in my wardrobe. I just don't think you can really go wrong with a good looking black, and everything you just described, and basically what I'm looking at on my laptop, the black will be tremendous. I'm looking at a picture here with a black jersey, and then there's an aqua jersey that almost looks like a Miami Dolphins jersey. That's exactly what it looks like. So I don't know if you've seen, or I'm just not looking at a good picture, but that doesn't look like a good look to me.
Well, I think that in the Adidas release video they had on, so you had some of the lens flare, and that did make the green look, I mean, because this is a Miami hoodie, but it's like not Miami green. It's not that forest green. This is like a more Kelly green. And I think that with the lens flare, you got a little bit of that. But trust, if you look like I put it up on the website, stateofu.com, if you look for the jersey piece, if you go on Adidas website, they have things where you can search that up, or just, Google, new Miami Hurricanes jerseys. It's definitely a traditional forest green kind of a look. So I don't know exactly what you're looking at, but maybe it could be because of the lens flare, but the colors are traditional. I mean, with the exception of black, which is an alternate non, like, Hurricanes color, because our colors, orange and white and green signifying the orange blossom or the orange tree, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all those things. But black being a separate kind of a thing. But yeah, really looking forward to that. And I saw a couple people, including Bomani Jones, bring up the fact that Georgia wore all black alternates in 2008 against Florida, I believe it was, but didn't know that they were going to their own funeral at that time. So hopefully when Miami wears it in October, we have a better result than Georgia did the last time they wore their black alternate, or one of those times they wore their black alternates in Mark Richt's tenure.
Well, you made a better selection of games to wear the alternate. For that reason, and also for the reason that I don't want to see Miami show up for the Florida State game with alt jerseys and uniforms on. I want to see the traditional, when I flip on Miami, Florida State, I want to see that look that I've grown accustomed to seeing with those two schools on the field. So I was glad to hear Toledo, okay, maybe your best non-conference game, a decent opponent, so it's not a throwaway game, but it's somebody that you're going to be heavily favored against. Okay, that's one of the selections. Then Georgia Tech, certainly division rival, decent game, decent matchup, but not a prime game. And so I just wanted to stay away from Miami, Florida State. So that was going to be the next question, but you clarified that, so I'm feeling better about the alt uniforms now.
Yeah, and additionally to that, since they're colored jerseys, you're going to wear them at home, with the exception of, LSU for night games. petitions the other team to wear white, and it's a tradition thing that they want to do, but it's really on the away team. If the away team says, okay, we'll allow you to wear the white jersey and everything. So yeah, we weren't going to wear them anywhere but at home. And then the black, obviously we needed to have a night game for that, because I mean, in South Florida, like, you know, RIP to your team if you're going to wear all black jerseys with black helmets, you know, at a noon kickoff game, because that's just not wise. So yeah, it makes sense. You know, your second home game of the year, or yeah, your second home game of the year, you're wearing them against Toledo, and then the fifth or sixth, sorry, it's like the fourth home game of the year, Thursday night special night game, you know, ESPN presentation, and wear the all black. And I said this when the schedule was released, but it's still crazy to me that we have a home Thursday night game, because I remember ESPN years ago said they were going to stop giving the Miami Hurricanes home Thursday night games because there's so much to do in South Florida that it's lightly populated into maybe halftime. And also the Miami Hurricanes were kind of bad then, you know, so people were not making their way off of their jobs to come up to the stadium and things like that. But maybe that's a vote of confidence in Mark Richt and things like that to give us a home game for that Thursday. But that decision by ESPN was advantageous because that allows us, to wear the black jerseys at home.